We are now at virtual tour stop 4. We are at the south end of the American second line where the Virginia militia is. And these guys have been waiting out here just like the North Carolina militia since about 11:30 this morning. They've also heard the beginning of the battle, but they cannot see very much. So they've heard the deep booming of the guns, then that stopped, and then they heard the rattle of musketry, and the next thing they know, they have a bunch of North Carolinians come streaming through the woods at them. But they know that that's what's going to happen. They've been told the plan. They know they're supposed to fire a couple shots and then retreat, and then it's going to be their turn to fight the British as they come through the woods. So where we're standing is actually where men from Rockridge and Augusta counties in Virginia would have been standing on the day of battle. And so they've heard all the booming, they've seen the North Carolinians pass through, and they're waiting here, and nothing's happening. Nobody's coming through the woods. Then they're going to start hearing a little bit of fighting to their north. Nothing's happening right here. They're going to have some of Lynch's riflemen, those riflemen who are at the south end of the first line, come back and assemble on the south end of their line, and nothing's happening. They're going to hear more of Lee's men way off in the distance going through the woods. They can't see them, but they can hear them retreating. And then the next thing they see is a single unit of redcoats wandering through the woods way off to the south. There's fighting going on to the north. There's nothing directly in front of them. They see an enemy unit moving off to the south, so then I guess we're just going to make use of what's in front of us. So this part of the line is going to swing out because they're trying to take advantage of the situation. They think they're about to help. And so what they do is they hit that British unit in the side and start pushing it up a rise that's just to the south of us. They're going to push them about 200 yards until that unit, which is the first guards, who we mentioned at the previous stop, are going to be able to reform at the top, fight back, and slowly start pushing the militiamen back here. The way one of the militiamen described it is that he pushes them all the way up, and eventually the British push all the way back to about where we are, because he describes it as they get pushed all the way back to where the fight actually started. That being said, they're in a desperate firefight just to the south of us, and the next thing that's going to happen is another unit's going to come wandering out of the woods. This unit is wearing blue coats. So the men look at them, they think Continentals, because, for example, units like the 1st Maryland who are here, most Continental units are going to have blue coats with some sort of different colored facing on their coat. A facing is basically the collars, the cuffs, and that helps kind of distinguish what area of the 13 colonies that unit comes from. Now, they see a blue-coated unit coming through the woods. They think, we got a Continental unit coming to help us. We're hitting them from the front. They're going to hit them from the side. We're going to smash them. This is great. So they start cheering at this blue-coated unit. Liberty! Liberty! The blue-coated unit comes closer and closer, fires at them at nearly point-blank range. It is only in that horrifying moment that they realize this is not a Continental unit. What that was the Regiment von Botha, one of the Hessian regiments here. So with that crucial strike, Regiment von Botha has essentially driven away a huge portion of the militia. They're going to push forward, and they're going to give the first guards time to reform the line, reorient, but now both units are heading off to the south, away from the main effort along the New Garden Road. They're now repeating the same mistake that the first guards started at the first line by just, our target's in front of us, it's going that way, I guess we're going that way with it. But the American second line is still intact. So at our next 2 stops, we're going to talk more about the events that are going on up there and what actually leads to the American second line finally crumbling.